Hey, hi Bill. You said accepting failures builds confidence, but I don't see how that can be the case. I was laid off last year, been trying to find a job, but so far all I get is rejection. The more rejections I get, the less confidence I have left. How is it possible that I can grow my confidence in a situation like this? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. I know a lot of people are going through layoffs, not being able to find a job. And new grads too, sometimes it's pretty tough for them to find a job, right? So if the situation resonates with you, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you are going through, what your challenge is, and what advice you would have for people who are in a similar situation. Okay, now let's take a look at the case and see how we can build confidence from a tough situation like this. But before that, I want to start by acknowledging that this is a tough situation. It's not easy. This is tough. And I want you to say it out loud to yourself too. Find a place where you feel comfortable. Just say it. Say it out loud with your voice to yourself that this is tough. Allow yourself to feel that this is not easy. This is not easy. It's freaking tough. And the fact that you're still here, you're not giving up, you're still trying, it says a whole lot about who you are. So give yourself that acknowledgement. Give yourself that recognition, that compassion. Because when the rest of the world is not giving you what you want, you are the only person who can. You are the only person who can give you what you want. Okay, now that's the most important thing. So now let's take a look at what really is happening. When the more rejections I get, the less confidence I have left. What is happening there? Okay, now this is how I understand this. Your brain is like a computer program. It takes an input and it has an algorithm that processes this input and it generates an output, right? So here in this case, the input is rejection. And the algorithm is something like, okay, I got rejected. That means I'm not good enough. I got rejected because I'm not good enough. And that algorithm generates the output of the feeling of defeat. All right, so this is the whole program. You take the input of rejection, you say, okay, I got rejected. That means I'm not good enough, and I feel defeat. And every time this program runs, it takes away some confidence. You run it once, some confidence gone. You run it twice, some more gone. 3 times, 4 times, 100 times, you don't have much left now. All right, so that's what's happening. That's what takes away your confidence. So understanding that, what can we do? What should we do? If we don't want to feel the feeling of defeat, we don't want it to take away our confidence, what should we do? We want to change the output of the program. And in order to do that, what we can change is the input or the algorithm, or both, right? So let's take a look at it. How can we change the input of the program or the algorithm of the program? Start from the input. The input currently today is rejection. And you may say, Bill, rejection, that's not in my control. You know, the company, the hiring manager, the recruiter, that's their decision. And I can't just go to them and say, hey, change your decision. I need to be hired. I don't take rejection as my input. Can't change that. Well, my friend, you're not wrong. It's not in your control. But what you forget is that in this whole job application process, the final result, rejection, is not the only thing that got generated. All right, along the way, there are so many other things that has happened. You send your resume, you submitted the job application. Did you get an email response from the recruiter? If you get, that's something, right? Did you get into a screening call interview? If you get, that's something. Did you get into the first round, second round, third round interview? If you get into it, that's something. Did you get to learn a little bit more about this company or this type of job? Or did you get to meet new people? Like along the way, there are millions of things that got generated, and your mind just chose to focus on the only thing that makes you feel bad, the rejection. Why? Because it's emotionally charged, because that's the final outcome. That's the big goal that we're chasing, right? So of course, your mind is automatically focusing on that. So now what it takes to change the input is just some intention to tell yourself that that's not the only thing. The output, the rejection is not the only thing that I'm looking at. There are many, many smaller successes that I generated along the way. I successfully get into an interview. That's something, right? I connected with a hiring manager that seems to be nice and seems to be maybe be able to help me expand my network. Right? That's something. That's a success. So there are many, many smaller successes that you can actually harvest and take it as input of your brain program. That's how we change the input. Right? When you process those when you process those success, what do you guess happened to your confidence? Of course it goes up. Right? You process those success, you're like, okay, I feel like I'm getting something. My confidence goes up. All right? So that's how we change the input. I hope it makes sense. Now let's take a look at the algorithm. How do we change the algorithm? If, say, the input stays the same as the rejection, I still take the rejection as the input. How can we change my algorithm so that it generates a different thing other than the feeling of defeat? Right. Let's take a look at how it currently generates the feeling of defeat. It's by asking this question that given this rejection that has happened, what does it say about myself? And your current algorithm just says, that means I'm not good enough. Looking at the rejection and your algorithm says I'm not good enough. That's what's happening right now. Okay? How can we change that? Simple. Ask the same question many more times. What else does this rejection say about me? What else does this rejection say about myself? Now, you may not know how to answer that question. I'll give you some example. Okay, this rejection has happened, and this is not the end of my world. What does it say about me? It means I'm strong, right? I am strong. That's what it says about me. Okay. This rejection, it hurts so much, but I'm still surviving. What does it say about me? It means I'm tough, right? This rejection has happened. I feel so disappointed. What does it say about me? It means I wanted the job so much. That's why I feel so disappointed. Maybe could be some direction that I go for my next application, right? This rejection has happened. What does it say about me? I'm not really hurt by this. In fact, I felt maybe I didn't want that job anyways. That's why I didn't feel hurt. What does it say? It means I don't want this type of job. Maybe next time I'll just avoid it. Right? So this rejection, it's still the rejection. It's still the same input, but your algorithm can help you discover so much about yourself based on this rejection that has happened. Right? It gives you so much information, so don't ignore that. Try to ask yourself more, what really does it say about yourself? What information is it giving you? And just take everything that it offers. Now, a lot of things that was offered, that I mentioned, like I'm tough, I'm surviving, like this is not the end of my world. Maybe I don't like this job. Maybe I love this job so much, but I didn't get it. Like everything is helping you get more clear about who you are. Where do you want to go? And you guess, what does it do to your confidence? It only helps, right? So that's how you change the algorithm. Just keep asking the same question to yourself. Given this event that has happened, what does it say about myself? Okay. Now, that covers how to change the input, how to change the algorithm. And eventually the output will change. I think that's it. I don't know what else to say. If you change your input, you solely only change your input, or solely only change your algorithm, or you change both. Either way works. And you will get very different results when you intentionally redesign this program of your brain, of your mind, to process the input differently. That's all it takes. All right. I hope this makes sense. I know maybe some parts won't resonate with you, but it's okay. Take it or leave it. That's the spirit of confidence, right? Take it or leave it, with or without you. Take what's useful for you. Leave the parts that doesn't. Okay. Now, I think that's it for this video. Subscribe or not, with or without you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.